So, I want to have my wife pass out the handout related to my book, The Language of Revelation. And some of you may have self-esteem issue like I had. At one time when I first came into the community, I've been here since '73, and the Imam started encouraging us to learn Arabic. We had a brother here by the name of Frank Wakil, and some of you know him. He was an artist. Frank Wakil, he's not around anymore. I don't know what happened to him. When I saw him downtown, he's in the food business or somewhere. So I didn't even have a thought that I had the ability to even write Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I didn't even try. I wouldn't even try it. And so I said, brother, my friend, why don't you write Bismillahirrahmanirrahim for me? So he wrote it. And he was artistic anyway. And I'm thinking that Arabic, you got to be an artist to write this stuff. You know, just like you look at Chinese, you say, how is it that they can write this stuff? You know. But when you orient yourself toward it, it becomes easy because the more and more you practice something, the more and more you can, master it. And so, praise be to Allah, I overcame that idea, and I began to start, studying the language as a result of Imam Muhammad inspiring us to learn. So I'm saying to you that if you're not, if you have, let's say, a 7th grade education, you have the ability to understand and absorb everything that's in this book. I made it as simple and plain as possible, and I believe that if you or anyone would get the contents of this book into their mindset, not necessarily memorize it, but at least understand the functions and the forms of the verbs, then we can come together and do a translation of the Quran that will surpass any of them that are out there. Why? Because we will be coming with the rational approach that the Imam has given us. And so many of the people who translate the Quran, they don't come with the rational approach. If you tell them, well, brother, I don't believe that if you put a Quran on a mountain, that it would crumble. They'll say, Allah said it would crumble, and doggone it will crumble if you put a Quran on a mountain, you see. So Imam Muhammad told us that a mountain is a metaphor for a balanced human being. He told us other things about the meaning of a mountain. In the case of, I like to get it on the camera too. He gave us different keys and metaphors to understand things. So let me just tell you real quickly. When Allah sent down the Quran on a mountain, He said, you saw it, Ra'aytahu, humble himself and break into pieces for fear of his Lord. So, this mountain, I got the lexicon out, and I started reading about Jebel in the lexicon. And if an Arab wanted to say that you are a hard-headed person, and you hard-headed, he'll say, he a Jebel, she is a Jebel, she's a mountain. If I want to say to a male, who on Jebel, he's a mountain, like he's hard-headed and he's fixed away from the right way. All right? So then I transferred that meaning into that verse, and Allah said, had I sent down this Quran on a hard-headed person like Abu Lahab or Abu Jahl, you would have saw that person humble himself and said, okay, I was a crook, now I'm an upright Muslim. Allah said he has the power to cause anyone to humble himself to his message, you see. It's plain and simple. Where someone that don't have that rational approach will think that he's saying that I can put a sheepskin on a physical mountain, that thing will blow up. You know? Now I said sheepskin because they didn't have books like this at the time of the prophet, All right. So I want my wife, if she would, to read what the Imam said about my book. And I'm not saying this to exalt me, but I'm saying it to exalt the book because I want you to have what I got, and then some. So you can take what I know further. So this is not only for this generation, but this is for the generations to come. I told her we were surprised. She didn't know I was going to have her read this. So.
You want me to read this?
The back, yeah.
The back?
Yeah, what the Imam said about the book. This was July 6, 2008.
Imam Deen Mohammed's endorsing comments regarding the language of revelation.
So you come on and get on the TV. Come on.
I don't know.
Come on, Grandma, just get on the camera.
going to?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Imam Deen Mohammed endorsing comments regarding the language of revelation, classical Arabic language instruction, and exercises with Quran commentary by Siddeeq Jihad. I want to bring to our attention an achievement, a publication that has been produced mainly for our community, but is for anybody who wants some help with the material that has been put into this publication. The book is called The Language of Revelation. It is by a brother that I have known to be dedicated and devoted to the study of Quranic Arabic and the teaching of that subject to our students and to grown-ups as well. And that is Brother Siddeeq Jihad. I think that most of us know him. Brother Siddeeq Jihad, would you please stand and face the audience? I would highly recommend this book for you all who are studying grown-ups, but also for our youngsters who are studying separate, organized Quranic study classes and who are also studying in our school system. Claire Muhammad school system, like the one in Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and many other places. I highly recommend this book, The Language of Revelation, Quranic Arabic with lessons and studies to improve your ability to read the Quran and get more understanding and to qualify yourself, inshallah, to be a teacher one day. Because out of you, from you who are interested in Quranic Arabic, we're going to get our next generation of teachers, imams, and leaders. So Allah be with you all and bless you to benefit from these wonderful projects and publications that our community is producing. This is one. We have others that I've seen, and I'm grateful to Allah for students and scholars like our brother Siddeeq Jihad. Congratulations, my brother. First Sunday, July 6, 2008, Markham, Illinois.
Thank you, sir.
Allahu Akbar.